Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Well, welcome back. Well, I am delighted to have with us today Regis Giles. He's the creator and the owner of GirlsJustWannaHaveGuns.com. And she's a leading voice for the Second Amendment rights. She's self-defense and conservation. Perhaps you've seen her on some of the major networks, but today she's made it to the big time. She's on the Dove Radio and TV network. Hi, Regis. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Perry?
Good. Where are we Skyping you in from?
Miami, Florida. Beautiful out here.
All right. Nice to have you. Well, this is fascinating. Where in the world did you pick up your love for guns?
My dad introduced me to shooting when I was the rightful age of 9 years old, and I was terrified of the thought, but when we got there at the shooting range, I fell in love with shooting, and I just couldn't stop. I got into shooting because of hunting, really, and I haven't stopped hunting or shooting since then. And I started my website, GirlsJustWannaHaveGuns.com, because I wanted to motivate women to learn how to shoot, learn how to defend their lives, because statistics are out and they're not in our favor when it comes to acts of violence being performed against us. So we have to know how to fight. I've been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 13 years now with the Valente brothers down here in Miami. And I know how to handle anyone who comes at me. So I wanted to give women the fortitude to turn from prey to formidable defender.
Wow, fascinating, because some of the statistics show that the spike in gun sales and even ammunition sales over the last several years, a big portion of that is women.
Yeah, and it's either a genius marketing plan on the gun industry, or more women are realizing that they need to buy a gun for self-defense. And because it's the great equalizer, it brings that extra muscle power for that woman. So if some perverted freak who tries to rape them sees a muzzle of a gun in their face, that woman is protected, and that guy most likely will skedaddle and not stick around to get shot.
How's the response been to your website?
It's been great. A lot of women have shown their support for the website, and fathers. A lot of fathers absolutely contact me, call me. They say, Regis, thank you so much for what you're doing, because now my girls realize that, hey, I can be like Regis and learn how to fight, and it's okay. It's cool. It's not scary or manly to do that. So it's very good response.
Fascinating.
We've got about 35,000 followers on Facebook and even more subscribers to the website. So it's really great.
Now, do you encourage them to go on and get a concealed permit?
Absolutely. If you are interested in shooting, if you're interested in having a gun for self-defense, it's good to have one around you at any time. So if you want to carry a gun, get your concealed carry permit. If you're not comfortable with holding a firearm, carrying it around for you, I don't suggest getting that gun then. Get a taser or some, pepper spray, something like that. My whole point of the website not only is to inform readers on world politics, because we cover everything on GirlsJustWannaHaveGuns.com, but it's to turn the woman from that victim mentality to the formidable defender, just in case anything were to happen. It's better to be prepared than not prepared. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. This is interesting because it brings into play so many other parts of the discussion, Regis. You have the anti-war thinking, you have the anti-gun thinking, and yeah. How do you balance this with your faith? How do you say as a Christian this is okay?
Well, Christ said to turn the other cheek when someone, scolds you about your faith, but not when someone's trying to rape you. I think God would be okay with you, double tapping center mass to some perverted freak who's trying to rape or kill you. So I think God would forgive me, even if it was a sin, if I had to, go that extra step and kill someone who's trying to kill me. So God said, "Thou shalt not kill," intentionally. That this is not an intentional killing if it were to happen. So I think God's okay with it.
The guns, for the most part, in the anti-Second Amendment movement, has been demonized. I mean, you know the story, you know the drill, how much negative guns have been portrayed.
Yep.
But on the other hand, it's very much as our right as citizens of the United States to have them. And that continues to be threatened. Where do you see this going?
It can sway either way, but honestly, there's too many Americans here who have a lot of guns, and they've tried to take them away before. They're still trying to, and they're failing on every turn that they're trying to make. That yes, there are backdoor ways that they're trying to do it through the healthcare system. They've, doctors ask, "Do you own a gun?" Things like that. So there are backdoor avenues that gun controllers are trying to make, but I think there's enough guns out there privately owned by American citizens to really try for government to try and take them away. It's going to be a very big fight if they try and do that. So
what do you say to the woman who is leaned towards maybe having one but is afraid to do it? What do you say to them?
Well, I say start off small. Don't shoot like a 500 Smith & Wesson at your shooting a gun. That's a bad idea. Shoot a 22 caliber. It's a light caliber gun, very easy to shoot. And that way you learn the mechanics of a firearm, but also do it with an instructor. Go to a class that teaches you how to shoot a firearm, properly handle it. Go with a loved one who will teach you very patiently and make the experience enjoyable, because you don't want to go there with someone who's going to stress you out, make the experience completely terrible for you, so you never want to touch a gun again. So set up the environment for yourself. Get a light caliber gun, get someone to teach you that will make it a very pleasant experience for you, and just go to the range and see, if it's for you. And I guarantee you will love it, because for some reason, speaking things that go bang is a lot of fun.
Well, I was raised at a very young age with guns and have great respect for them. And in fact, I packed an empty gun for many years before my dad would ever let me load it, So I was raised with that. This is very interesting. What you're thinking about, because there are other agencies that want to publish those who have concealed permits. What you're thinking on that?
They have us on the books already. Why do they need to publish that and make that, public records? To me, it's kind of baffling, but at the same time, for concealed carriers, if they publish it, it just lets the robbers know that
you're armed.
We actually have the guns, and it endangers our neighbors who don't have guns. So they're actually working backwards for the safety of the American citizen. If they go and publish that list, say, yeah, these are the people with guns. They know how to defend themselves. Go and target these homes that don't have guns. Right. They're helping out the robbers.
All right. So how many women? Do you have any idea how many women are packing these days?
Thousands. I believe it's. I don't have an exact number, but I know it's about 20 to 40% of the gun industry is women, all women, and that's a very big percentage. So, the gun industry has millions and millions of people coming to them and buying products. So that's good news on my side.
What's the caliber of choice for women in their purse?
It's really depending on what you like to shoot. Do you like to shoot a revolver? Do you like to shoot a semi-automatic gun? I like carrying a 38 Special. That's a revolver, snub nose. It's a nice concealed carry. I also have a 380 LCP. So that's a semi-automatic. It just depends on, you know, your personality, what kind of guns you like to shoot, and what outfit you're wearing for the day, because us ladies have to conceal things a little bit different than men.
Well, you're being pretty honest there. This is fascinating because, first of all, I commend you. I just want you to know I think this is wonderful, and I think women ought to seriously look at it because I think there was some areas in fact, I think down in Florida several years ago where they issued permits to women and they kind of made a thing out of it, and lo and behold, the rape and robbery rate went down.
It was Orlando, yeah. Yep. I mean, to me, it's more common sense than common sense gun control to have a woman be able to defend herself with any tool she wants. Let's say it's a gun, and have that available to her, because the more opportunity she has to defend her life, the more possibility is that, number one, she won't get attacked because she's aware of her surroundings, she's armed and secure. Number two, if it does happen, that SOB is going down. And I'd prefer a woman armed and prepared to defend her life than completely defenseless and saying it's the man's job to not rape the woman when clearly he has full intent to go in and rape. It's mind-boggling that today feminists, women of today, are saying no, it's the man's responsibility not to rape the woman. We shouldn't have to defend ourselves. We shouldn't have to go take martial art classes or learn how to shoot. And to me, that's a complete victim mentality. Go to the gun range, go to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, defend your life, because it's your life. It's your responsibility to protect it.
You know, it's interesting. You bring up an interesting point here, Regis, and that is, isn't it interesting we do not hear in the news or publish in the paper the rape and assault cases, and they're numerous.
Yeah.
It's like they've been washed from the media.
They're washed from the media. If they are published, you know, it's a convoluted case where it was an ex-lover, things like that. And that happens. A lot of times the attacks are someone that is personally close to you. And what I also don't see in the media is when robbers break into homes of, you know, a single mother where she has her child in the crib, and she gets her shotgun and blasts the guy because he invaded her space, came in with a gun pointing, trying to, you know, do whatever to her, and she blasts the guy. There's multiple stories like that, and yet you don't see it in the news because it promotes Second Amendment values. Their freedom is protected. Their life and liberty is protected because they had that firearm to defend them.
A couple other quick questions. What do you say to parents who are thinking about this for their daughters, and at what age? I mean, you were raised with it very young, at 9, I think you said. I think I was packing a shotgun when I was 6 or 7 years old, empty, I might add. But nonetheless, what would you say to parents thinking along these lines?
It's completely up to the parents, but I live on the standard it's never too young to teach your child how to defend their life, even if it's with just a martial art class to begin with, because kids are attacked too. There's crazy people, crazy pedophiles out there. I just published a story on girlsjustwannahave.guns.com where Walt Disney employees, about 35 of them were arrested on pedophilia charges, trying to have sex with kids. And it's a major sting that they did. And that's scary because they were working in environments where there's a lot of kids, and you never know when your child is going to get attacked. So having them know how to defend themselves is very crucial and very key, because it not only gives them a sense of confidence and discipline that is embedded in them when they're young, but it also, when they grow up, you'll be able to let them travel and know that they are safe and secure because they know how to protect themselves.
Let me just make the record clear here. We're not advocating kids carry here, but there is an age limit on all this.
Right. Yeah. Learning how to fight is hand to hand. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a self-defense form of martial art where I don't need to carry a gun. I feel like I don't need a gun, but it's my insurance policy just in case something happens. And teaching your kid about guns, gun safety is very crucial because it minimizes the risk of an accident happening in your home with a firearm. So educating your kids on guns, how to fight, it's important stuff because it's the way of life, especially if you have a firearm at the house. It's just basic knowledge that they should know. My parents taught me, we had guns in the house all the time. If you see a gun, you don't touch it. You come and get us immediately. And that was it. And then my dad took me at the gun range at 9 years old to learn how to shoot. So it's really up to the parent when how old is, they think their kid is ready for it.
Well, this is fascinating. The website, if you want to check it out, it's called girlsjustwannahaveguns.com. And you can certainly join Regis there. And it's more than just that. As she mentioned before, you have a lot of articles. You keep them up to date on Second Amendment issues. I will say this, Regis, it appears to me that in spite of all of the attempts to hinder the Second Amendment, every time it's touched, there's usually a major turnover in Congress. It just seems to be well entrenched in the American mindset that this is one of our rights, leave us alone.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting attacked on every front, so being well educated on your Second Amendment rights and knowing what your state Congress is doing, what your national Congress is doing is very important because the battle is every day. I see news stories published about different laws and stuff trying to take away your Second Amendment right. But yes, we are in America. It is a gun culture. And thank God that our founding fathers knew that we needed to have our own protection to keep our government in check and not become a tyranny government.
Well, listen, you're a fun guest, and again, I just want people to check out our website, girlsjustwannahaveguns.com. Thank you, Regis. Keep up the good work, and let's stay in touch, okay?
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too. Okay, and we'll see you next time on Focus Today.